I've been trying to do this for like 40 minutes. Putting in work, my days off. Unbelievable. Cup of coffee and a good wheat sativa, though. Breakfast of Champions, ready to go. I'm Benny Legg, CEO of Legacy Sports, and this is Betting 101 with Benny Legg. On today's episode, we're going to talk about over-unders. That's one of the simpler terms in sports gambling, and I think you'll be able to understand real quick. I got a job selling the sports apps down the Las Vegas Strip, and I run into so many people who have no idea how sports gambling works, and it baffles me because I think it's the greatest thing in the world. I love this job I got selling sports betting apps. It's a dream come true for me. And one of the cool things is we use this app on our phones called Slack. And Slack is basically a group chat for everybody that you work with. You can get a hold of anybody you work with at any time. But one of the weird things about starting work during this pandemic is the mask. Every time I meet somebody new, I have no idea what they really look like because they're wearing a mask. And that's the one thing about the mask is it ruins love at first sight. Now it's more like love at first Slack creep, you know? But let's get into the over-unders and how that works in sports gambling.
So when you bet on an over-under, that means that you're betting on the total points of both teams at the end of the game. So for example, here we have the New York Giants versus the Washington football team from Sunday. And the over-under in that game was 42.5. So if you bet the over, you need the total points to be above that. And if you bet the under, you need the total points to be below that. And the final score of the game was 23-20. And that equals 43 points. And that means if you bet the over, you were a winner. All right, so I hope you understand what over-unders are now. I've actually switched to recording on my phone. I'm trying out these new features. Apple, they give you an upgrade while you're sleeping, and then you wake up and you got to guess all the new features on the Apple. They don't tell you what it is. Apple killed my sales this week because when they did this upgrade, they make you put in your Apple password and able to download something. So I couldn't get like 10 people to download the app because they couldn't remember their Apple password that they set 8 years ago. And honestly, if I was to think of passwords I said 8 years ago, it would bring so many bad memories back from ex-girlfriends and stuff that I used for the password. Like, why is Apple trying to bring up these bad memories for people? But one of the cool features that I did find on the app was you could turn yourself into a cat and talk and make videos.
The hell's this all about?
Meow.
It's pretty good.
And I honestly think that Apple should lead with that because as a stoner, that was the most fun thing in the world for me. So Apple, I love your cat face feature, but if you could stop ruining my sales, I'd really love it.